Hello viewers, welcome. Let's continue with our tutorial on the National Examination Council question for SSCE 2023 objective test questions. We are on question 21 to 23 based on this graph. Use the graph below to answer the questions 21 to 23. And the first question is, which of the following give the point of intersection of the linear graph, the straight line, and the quadratic graph, the curve? We are looking for the point of intersection. You know, any point is always x coordinate first before the y coordinate. So looking at the point of intersection, this is where the line and the straight line meet. So let me label this one A. The straight line and the curve meet again here at the point what? B. So to locate the coordinate of A, we locate the point on the x-axis. And which point is on the x-axis? That is going to be what? -1. Then we trace it to the y-axis, and that is the origin. So it will be -1 and 0 on the x-axis, on the y-axis. Because you are tracing back to meet the y-axis, and that gives you 0. But on the x-axis, there is a -1 there. Then we see the point B. We trace it back to x-axis, which will be 3. Then we move on the y-axis, which will be what? 7. So the correct point of intersection is -1, 0, and 3, what? 7. So this will be the correct option, option E, that satisfies this graph. Question 22, the equation of the line of symmetry is what? We know the line of symmetry is the line that divides the curve into 2. So if I place my ruler here and draw a line through it, you see that it's going to be between 0 and 1. That will be where the line will pass. So if I want to prove that by drawing, this is going to be the broken line. The x will be equal to where the line cuts the x-axis, at what point? And that is going to be 0.5, which is half. Because from 0 to 1 is half, in the middle. So this is not the answer, this is not the answer, but this. So the correct answer is going to be x equals to 0.5, which is half. The line of symmetry always divides the curve into 2 equal parts. For the 23, we have to find the equation of the quadratic graph. The quadratic graph is the one that gives us the curve. Now, for you to find the equation, we need to know the root of the solution. And the root of the solution is always the point at which the curve cuts the x-axis. At what point does the x cut the x-axis? Does the curve cut the x-axis? You can see the curve is going and it crosses the x-axis as what? -1, and also crossed as what? +2. It means the root of the solution will be x1 to be what? -1, x2 to be what? +2. Those are the root of the solution. Good. We can use the root to find the equation in 2 ways. Since this is equals to what? -1. If I bring it closer to x, it will become plus what? +1 equals to 0. So I will have x plus 1. If I bring in the x towards this, that will also be x minus 2, then equals to 0. You know, if this moving, there will be 0 there. If this moving, there will be 0. So still, the whole of this equals to 0 represent this. The whole of this equals 0 represent this. So what will I do? I'm going to expand using the FOIL method. X times x, x squared. X times -2, -2x. 1 times x will be x 1 times negative 2 will be negative 2, and that will be equal to 0. What do? We are going to compute the middle. Negative 2 plus 1, that will be negative 1. So x squared minus x minus 2 equals to 0 become the quadratic equation that gives rise to this curve. That is one way of getting your quadratic equation. Or we can say x squared minus the sum of the root. What is the sum? Negative 1 plus 2. That will give us what? 1, right? So 1 multiplied by x plus the product of the root. Negative 1 times positive 2. That will give us what? Negative 2 equals to 0. So x squared, this becomes minus x minus 2 equals to 0. So you can either use the first, which is putting them in a bracket and expanding them to get your solution, or just use the quadratic equation formula when the root is known. Thank you for watching. Share this video with anybody who might need this. Like and comment. Bye-bye.